Most of you know I've been gone for about almost 3 weeks. I want to say hello to everyone again and just say it's exciting and it feels incredible to be back. There's a saying that I'm going to apply to the rest of my life, and I want to share it with everyone, and I want other people to see where it fits with them. The saying is, in this moment, despair ends and tactics begin. And I want you to know that in this moment, all despair ends and tactics begin. In the next 5 years, I want to see the coffin, the lid close on the Illuminati. I want to see the entire reptilian agenda exposed. I want a revolution of spiritually and physically formidable people, humans who have embraced their higher selves and who stand ready to do rough justice for the sake of freedom and liberty. Our world is on the brink. For a while there, we were doomed. I mean, I can't tell you probably how close we came, and then the awakening begun. 9/11 was that awakening. That was what shook people awake. And what's funny is the Illuminati felt that that would be the final nail in our coffin, that from 9/11 on, we'd be theirs. We would just crumple. How wrong were they? How wrong were they? How wrong are they that even with all the poisons and with all the conditioning and all the dumbing down that they do to us, how wrong are they? Because now we're fighting. Because now we've exposed a lot of their lies. We've exposed their global warming hoax. We're exposing their vaccines. We're exposing who they really are. Their families are now becoming household names, and not in a good way. How wrong are they that we would not stand up and we would not come after them? How wrong are they? Let me tell you, they were so wrong, and their ignorance and arrogance has cost them. Because we're not ignorant or arrogant. We know that they are capable of fighting back, and we know that they will. But they have overreached. And in their overreaching, we are applying the principles of push and pull. They've pushed too far. Now we're going to counter them, and we're going to pull them up on their backs. And we're going to come on and down on top of them. And I hope, for humanity's sake, that we don't ever let them up. In fact, while we're on top of them, that we crush them. There is no mercy, no quarter, because they give us no mercy or quarter. We cannot at all expect that they're going to change their minds, that they're going to see the error of their ways. I can't tell you what's absolutely more American than standing up and fighting tyranny. I mean, honestly, there's nothing more American. I mean, this is what America was built on. And so, man, if you're bored with us, right now's the time. Right now's the time. I've spent the last 2 weeks alone for the most part, deep in the wilderness. I can't tell you where. I want to so bad come out and show you who I am. I want so bad to step in front of that camera and just say, this is me. And because I feel like, even though I'm releasing a lot of information that has definitely been part of a secret society, that it's the last bit, for me to be fully transparent. Because I want all the information to be transparent. I want you to use it, but I just don't want to be thought of as the face of it, I mean, it's not me telling you what to do. It's me giving you this information and run with it. Go, run with it, take it. Find your inner hero. Learn the protection rituals. Empower yourself. Get to know the Prime Creator, whose only worship is that you realize and actualize your highest potential. That's it. That's it. Every time you have a victory, the Prime Creator smiles. Every time you make a mistake and learn from it, the Prime Creator smiles. There is no guilt or shame. There's none. Guilt or shame is the manipulation of the Illuminati to make you feel small. They don't want you powerful, awake, alive, aware, formidable, virile. They don't want that, because you're a wild human, and wild humans love life. And they're willing to kill for it, and they're willing to die for it. They want you a slave. And I'm sorry, but Christianity, Islam, Judaism are the religions of slaves. That's why they were so driven against, especially Germanic paganism. Because Germanic paganism, no one worshipped on their knees. They raised swords, axes. They gave toasts to the god. They drank whiskeys to their gods. They drank beers with their gods. They sang them songs. They fought and fucked and wrestled and conquered and overthrew in the name of their gods. There was no worship on their knees. Their worship was the rowdiest, randiest, most humanistic, life-loving, courage-roaring worship there was. And we got to get that back. And I'm not saying you got to be a Germanic pagan to do it. I'm not saying you even got to be a pagan to do it. But damn it, you got to release your inner hero, and you got to know what that means, and you've got to read the stories of these dragon slayers, man, because once you do, and once you see your higher self become one, you'll never go back. You'll never go back. You can't live like a hero. You can't live like a warrior and then ever see any value going back to being a slave. You just can't do it. It's impossible. It would be like, God, I don't know, like spending 20 years in a dank basement full of coal and spiders, and then one day finding a door that leads you out into a pristine wilderness of, crystal lakes and animals and a bunch of hot naked chicks running around. You're not going to go back to the basement. I mean, maybe some of you would. I don't know. The majority, however, would stay in Alfheim, which is Germanic land of milk, honey, and naked hot chicks. But this is what I'm saying. I mean, these are the kind of primal emanations that I want people to have. But I don't want to be the guru of it. That's why I have a hard time stepping out in front of the camera, because I don't know. Maybe one day. I'm thinking about it. I've got some creative endeavors I want to do. I'm trying to stay on track. Anyways, I spent some time deep in the wilderness and doing a lot of ritual work and doing a lot of interpersonal work. And read my blog. I actually talked to Pan. I talked to a lot of things out there. and they all tell me that now is the time. And there's so many things that I want to do. I've written 7 books. I'm not kidding you. 7 full books. I have a tons of information that I want to get out to you, but I'm trying to find the most pertinent information. And the one thing that I was holding back because I was worried people weren't ready for it is the one thing that everything that I spoke with told me, do it. Do it. So I'm going to release something that I'm probably going to get a lot of hell from these so-called ceremonial magicians, especially the morons involved with the Lester Crowley, things like that, because they kind of view it as theirs. It's called the assuming of God forms. That is what I'm going to release, and I'm going to go through the whole process, and it's going to be numerous videos. Trust me. For those of you who are worried about giving your souls over, let me tell you now, your soul belongs to the Prime Creator. No other deity can take it. This bullshit of hell, let me tell you, the Christians stole the concept of hell from the Germanic pagans. All right, the word hell is the name of their underworld goddess, and the big fiery furnace comes from the book Dante's Inferno. There is no reference to fire and brimstone in the Bible, and in Dante's Inferno there are numerous levels of hell, not all of them fiery, and they were all symbolic punishments. And the one thing that this monk who wrote the 7 sins, which Dante based his book on, he messed around with someone's wife, and strangely, that was the punishment that seemed to have the least severity. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jehovah didn't write the fucking book, people. All right? Hell is a fear-based manipulation. There is hell in the way that you could have lived your life in a different way, and you know that you hurt people, and you have earned a certain place where your soul can go. But there's not the hell in the fire and brimstone. It's more of an interpersonal hell, which, trust me, if you've ever done something truly horrible, you know how awful that feels. So, yeah, and there's some other things I'm going to do too. I'm going to release the 8 powers of men. Sorry, ladies, I don't have the 9 magics of women. The 8 powers of men. There's the magician, the rogue, the king, the huntsman, the craftsman, the champion, the herald, and the priest. And I think at some point I'm actually going to release the Germanic wheel. It's an animal wheel, kind of like a Native American wheel, but it's true Germanic paganism. We're not stealing from the Native Americans at all. That's the bear, the boar, the goose, the eagle, the wolf, the horse, the bovine, and the rabbit. All things that, in my Icelandic tradition, I'm fully brought into. What else? Man, there's so much I want to do, but I think the Assumption of God forms is going to be it. Because that's going to really, really activate people on the astral plane. That's going to find out what your highest ideals are, and that's going to put you in contact with the deity that shares the exact highest ideals that you do, who is the embodiment of the highest ideals that you share, and who can really mentor you, who can really protect you, and who is very deeply concerned with humanity and its liberty. So that's going to be my next step, and I think you people are going to love it. Get back to me. Really, really, really give me feedback on this, because I want to make sure it's put out in the right way. So let me come back and we'll get started with the Assuming of God forms.